Так, ну поехали на ранчо. Продолжаем. Посмотрим, что мы там найдем. Да идти твою.
You know, there are times when you really miss a nightstick. There's more religion in the end of a nightstick than in 100 cathedrals.
I'm not gonna tell you again, sir.
Don't tell me when and how I can come and go on my own property.
It is not
This is
safe,
America, dickhead.
Sir. Now step back, or I'll lock you up for
Smart
a fray.
mouth son of a bitch.
Ух ты какой, а. Ща угомоним вас немножко. Чё, еще? А ты тут чё, старый? Ща и тебе нокаут сделаем. На тебе, сука. Чё, не, мало?
Good thing you showed up when you did, detectives. Those folks were baying for blood.
Okay, then. Let's see if there's anything left to take a look at.
Ой, блядь, опять искать. Найди то, не знаю что. И предъяви это в суде. Все как обычно. Где?
Mortar is like dust. Is that normal in a fire?
You'd expect some shrinkage in the heat, but it looks like the cement barely adhered to the brick. Doesn't appear to be any wall ties either. This thing looks like it was built on the cheap.
Да по реновации строили, небось. Опа.
If we're paying a visit to Alicia and ruining my career, let's bite the bullet and get on with it.
Чё, все что ли? Ну да. Вот это я люблю. Вот это зашибись. Ну, поехали, чё.
KGPL to any central unit. Ambulance shooting. Any central unit. Identify.
Detectives Phelps and Biggs, LAPD, to see Leland Monroe.
Do you have an appointment?
We're the police, lady. We don't need an appointment.
Can I tell him what it's about?
It's an official investigation.
There are 2 police officers here to see Mr. Monroe.
Send them through.
And that's our cue. Thanks, ma'am.
May I help you, gentlemen?
We would like to speak to Mr. Monroe.
I'm afraid it's impossible. Mr. Monroe's schedule is booked weeks in advance.
Cut to the chase, sister. Is he in?
I'm not at liberty to reveal that, officer.
So he hired you for your intelligence?
I find that offensive.
You have every right to.
This is getting us nowhere, miss.
Casino.
Would you like us to return with a warrant?
That won't be necessary, gentlemen. Come into my office.
Ишь, какая секретутка
Take a
борзая.
cigar. Drink, boys.
Sure, I'll have a scotch.
Biggs, we're investigating a series of domestic fires, Mr. Monroe.
Terrible, boys. How can I help?
Ой, ну давай угадывать.
What do you know about a competition for families to win free vacations to Catalina Island?
My company runs many promotions. I'm not familiar with that one.
2 families are dead, Mr. Monroe. This isn't a question of criminal liability. We're looking at conspiracy to commit murder.
Do you know who you're talking to, son? You want to use incendiary language like that with me? I suggest you should leave immediately.
Блять, ну не угадал, ладно.
Elysian Fields and Suburban Redevelopment Fund flyers keep turning up in the vicinity of the fires.
They're turning up all over town, boys. Can you imagine the current demand for housing?
So that's your explanation, Mr. Monroe? Coincidence?
Explanation? Why, what's to explain? I advertise on radio and billboards for buyers, and I advertise for sellers using waybills.
Ну ладно.
What's your connection to the Suburban Redevelopment Fund?
It's an organization of civic-minded individuals whose goal is to make the city a better place for its inhabitants. Something I was proud to be asked to join.
Блять, опять не то.
We've made offers to buy houses in areas where fires have been recorded.
Are you suggesting that I'm burning people out of their homes so that I can sell them new ones?
What happens to your plans if a family like the Morellis refuses to sell?
We work around them. Business finds a way. That's the American way.
Так, ладно, если
You're
ложь.
being less than candid, Mr. Monroe. You're building these homes to some timetable. You're under pressure to get rid of the holdouts.
And how exactly do you think you can prove that in a court of law, detective?
Так, ну там можно было рекламку ему предъявить. Блять. А тут я
Don't ask, you
предъявить.
never find out.
Ну,
Come
сомнения
on, Mr.
тогда.
Monroe. You expect me to believe that you would build a new development with one of those old piles smack bang in the center of it?
Progress is an inexorable process, detective. Those who choose to stand in defiance are usually confined to the wastebasket of history. To answer your question, yes, we would build around them if we had to. Most people see sense.
Угу. Это я угадал.
What's
Она
Elysian
раньше.
Field's involvement in Rancho Escondido?
One of our latest housing developments. It was due to open on the weekend, or was before the unfortunate conflagration.
It met with building code regulation.
Absolutely. Only the best for our returning heroes.
О, а тут я тебе предъявлю сейчас. Сейчас я тебе...
Fine, Monroe. There's something out of kilter about that development.
Son, I've had enough of you and your fidgety friend. There's no way in hell you can prove that my materials were inferior.
Ага. Опа.
I'm no expert, but I think we'll find that the bricks being used on those houses are undersized and the mortar is faulty.
And there's no wall ties connecting the masonry to the frame.
Every building is built to a budget, boys. Those buildings were inspected and fully insured by California Fire and Life. Investment of that magnitude demands it. Do you think they'd vouch for the buildings without examining them? The arsonists, do you have any suspects?
We aren't at liberty to say.
I didn't think so. The contractors I use for waybills. Do you suppose it could be any of them? I have a list of their names if it'd be of any help.
That would be very helpful, Mr. Monroe.
Glad to hear it. I'm always happy to help the LAPD. My secretary will provide you with that list. Did you know that I'm on the board of the police pension fund?
Glad to be of
Ага,
help,
сука,
officer.
угрожает.
What's the story? Any of these names ring a bell?
Herbert Chapman is on this list.
Find the phone. We need to know where we're at with Chapman.
Ну, пошли искать.
You'll never find out.
Your boss is a fine man.
Ну-ка, где тут телефон? Ага. Ну-ка, я звякну.
Operator, message for KGPL.
Putting you through now.
Phelps, badge 1247.
How could I help, Detective?
Can you check whether we are still holding a Herbert Chapman?
Let me find out for you. He was released this morning, Detective. I'm sorry, Detective.
Not your fault. Can you give me a last known address and put out an APB on the guy?
I'll get back to you, Detective. APB will go out over KGPL shortly.
Thanks.
Well, I love the chase till the minute I win it. A beautiful face till there's love for me in it. Give me your heart.
Buy me a drink, Cole? No. Not even for old time's sake? Not even for that. You're not gonna ask me why I'm here? I wouldn't give you the pleasure. Get around to it. She's in fine voice this evening. I wonder how the commander would feel Save about... the threats for someone who cares about the Roy.
You're breaking my heart, Cole. You know how I feel about you. Stay away from Elysian Fields.
I should have known that you were playing errand boy.
You and your doofus partner. You have been warned.
Thanks for your cooperation, officer.
I love you.
Stay away. You have no idea the type of people that are involved in that company.
I have a pretty good idea, Roy. The same kind of people that sent you here.
Your investigation is finished. Homicide will be taking over from here. I've heard we've had a spate of grass fires in the hills that you and that hunchback might be able to handle. Thanks for the drink, Cole.
You get the message about Monroe?
Yeah, Earl delivered it. You?
McKelty. He started making noises about my pension.
Sorry about that, Herschel. I didn't mean to drag you into this.
Save it, Phelps. Monroe's an asswipe. And so was Earl. And so was McKelty when it's all said and done.
KGPL calling car 11K, 11K.
11K, go ahead.
11K, the last known address of suspect Herbert Chapman is 650 North Kingsley Drive in Wilshire.
Roger that, KGPL. 11K en route.
Let's go pick him up.
Вот, угрозы уже пошли.
Sugarloaf, didn't you?
I did, but I don't like to talk about it.
You come across a guy called Jack Kelso out that way?
You know Jack Kelso?
He's an insurance investigator over at California Fire and Life. Our paths cross from time to time. For some reason, seeing you makes me think of him.
Has Jack spoken to you about his experiences on Sugarloaf? Or the rest of the campaign?
Jack keeps stum just like you do. I know what it feels like to get back from conflict. You gotta respect that.
Все-таки история с Келсо у нас продолжается. Наверное, где-то еще одну газетку мы найдем.
I was kind of attached to the paint job, Cole. Where's your respect for property, Cole?
Take it easy, fellas. Try to get there in one piece.
We're looking for Herbert Chapman.
I'm looking for him too. I need him to move his car so I can mow the lawn.
He's definitely not here.
I've been banging on his door off and on for a couple of hours. Yeah, he's out somewhere. There's some kind of
Let's
problem.
take a look at the car.
Let's see what he's hauling around. Motive, opportunity, and hard evidence.
Don't need this?
Here's what I heard. That cop caught the guy that did the medallion. They covered it up. Some kind of big...
We should advise the APB. He's clearly armed.
You look at this clown.
Definitely gives him opportunity.
Hold it, Cole. There he is. It's Chapman. He's coming out of the laundromat. Shit. He's seen us.
Cops. Again.
Блять.
Son of a bitch. He must have caught the trolley. We gotta move fast, Cole.
Ебать. С трамваем боевые.
Cars dispatched. Car 11K calling KGPL. 11K requesting assistance. In pursuit of suspect
Ну как я буду с трамваем?
streetcar. Currently heading east on Melrose Avenue. Advise all units. Suspect is in control of car and driving dangerously.
Ой, я не хочу под трамвай лезть. Ничего мне делать? Ну трамвай-то я уж не упущу, блядь. Ебать. Ёпта.
See if he can damage one of the wheels. Might act like a brake and slow the thing down.
Ну давай попробуем.
Hold him tight, Cole. As soon as he ditches the tram, we'll be there to grab him. Don't leave me hanging out here, Phelps. Move in. Get me closer to the driver's cabin. I'll plug Chapman. Look, Cole, the side plate's gone. Get me closer. I think I got a shot here.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
End of the line, you little prick. Come on, Cole.
Блин. В смысле? Бля, я что, его убить должен, что ли? Ёп. Ох. Худший случай. Надо было просто его застрелить.
Hold it, Cole. There he is. It's Chapman. He's coming out of the laundry.
Как так-то?
Shit. He's seen us.
Я понял.
Cops. Again.
Son of a bitch. He must have caught the trolley. We gotta move fast, Cole.
Ладно, значит, просто его убью.
I'll call this in. Get some cars dispatched. Car 11K calling KGPL. 11K requesting assistance. In pursuit of suspect aboard the 1110 University streetcar. Currently heading east on Melrose Avenue. Advise all units. Suspect is in control of car and driving dangerously.
Roger, 11K. All units, officers need assistance on Melrose Avenue. The suspect aboard the 1110 University streetcar headed eastbound. Approach with caution. Suspect is in control of the streetcar and driving dangerously. Units to Animal Code 3 identified.
Stay on his ass, Cole. Don't lose him.
Ладно, это хотя бы не так уж и долго. Так, вот пожарная машинка уже. Сейчас скоро уже повернет.
See if he can damage one of the wheels. Might act like a brake and slow the thing down. No! You gotta get me closer! Hold him tight, Cole. As soon as he ditches the tram, we'll be there to grab him. End of the line, you little prick. Come on, Cole.
На, сука.
Looks like we have our man, Cole. Well done.
I'm not so sure. Chapman seemed to have his own agenda. There seems to be more to this than a personal vendetta.
What are you talking about?
Fires benefit Elysian in some way. I don't see Chapman and Monroe working together.
You have a point. The evidence is good for Chapman. Hard to be worrying about his side of the story when he's blasting away with that big 45.
Nice work, gentlemen. Put yourself at considerable risk stopping that trolley and probably saved a lot of lives. Anyone else but you, Phelps, and you'd be up for a bravery award. We've had our eyes on that slippery son of a bitch Chapman for as long as I can remember. I couldn't be happier than to wipe him off the scoreboard. I hope this puts to bed that crazy stuff you had going about Leland Monroe. What were you thinking, Phelps? We'll be calling Richard Nixon a crook next.
What is it?
A letter from Lou. His insurance policy named me beneficiary.
California Fire and Life. You worked for Elysian?
The roof that he was working on collapsed.
It's a very generous settlement. Elsa, I'd like you to do something for me. I think there's something dirty about Elysian Fields.
What has that got to do with Lou?
I want you to reject this settlement. I want you to go and see an investigator named Jack Kelso and ask him to make some inquiries about Lou's case.
Isn't this police work?
Do you want to find out what happened to Lou?
Why would he help, this Kelso?
Jack won't be able to help himself if he smells a rat.
He's a friend of yours?
He hates my guts. Elsa, you could take this money and let them get away with it, or we could get Jack's help and do something about it.
Why not be honest with this man, Cole? He deserves your honesty if you want his help.
Believe me, Elsa, I'd like to level with him. I really would, but it's too late. Years too late.
Опять музыка зависла. Ну ладно. Ну ладно. Смотрим следующее дело.
Mr. Kelso?
That's what the sign on the door says, miss.
I'm not as dumb as you look.
Так, а что мы теперь за Келса играем? Чек на 20 посмотри.
There's no need to come into the office, Miss Licton. If you accept the settlement, all you need to do is sign here.
I don't accept the
What do you
settlement.
mean you don't accept? I think you're pushing your luck, lady. This seems to be a ridiculously generous settlement. A $200 policy with a $20,000 payout? You should...
I don't want the money.
What do you mean you don't want the money?
I want you to investigate this case. I feel my friend may have been the victim of foul play.
Okay. Let me get the case file.
Ох, ёпта.
There's got to be more in these files.
Что ему надо-то? Что тебе надо-то?
I'm not as dumb as you look. My acting coach says I have real talent. You're hurting me. You in some kind of trouble? Oh, I need to sit down. He'll never find out.
Sounds like your friend took a hell of a fall. I'm sorry for your loss.
Так, и чё? Ну чё ты еще от меня хочешь?
Do you mind if I ask you a couple of questions?
Of course not.
Так, ну давай с
Buckwalter
этого.
weren't married?
No.
And how did you become his beneficiary?
We were family friends.
Ну, скорее всего, да.
Confused, Miss Lichtman. What's so difficult about accepting this money?
I don't like your attitude, Mr. Kelso.
That's okay. I'm not selling it.
Блять.
What basis do you have for your claim of foul play?
Lou Buckwalter was a craftsman. I don't believe he would have made a roof that would collapse.
Ну давай здесь поверим
Talking
хоть.
about Miss Lichtman. This was an industrial accident.
How do you know that?
Because it says right here in black and white.
Do you believe everything that you read, Mr. Kelso?
И тут не угадал, да ёб твою
So
мать.
the roof collapsed. Accidents happen. What exactly are you trying to achieve here, Miss Lichtman?
Exactly what I said. I want that building thoroughly investigated.
Ну давай сомнения.
You expect me to believe that you have no ulterior motive? That money means nothing to you?
I believe that money has value. I believe your work defines who you are, and you should be paid relative to the quality of your work. If you wish to simply interrogate me for your own enjoyment, Mr. Kelso, then I will answer all your questions. There's my number. Call me when you're prepared to hell.
You'll never find out. I'm not as dumb as you look.
I'll be in touch.
My acting coach says I have real talent.
Mr. Benson would like to see you in his office, Jack. Upstairs. Come on, I'll walk you up.
Ладно.
Drove me up to Mulholland, and we did some necking. Someone ought to take him home. He's loaded.
Нихуя себе начальник, блин.
Mr. Benson? You wanted to see me?
Ah, yes, Jack. I'm just trying out a new putter. I noticed Elsa Lichtman in the lobby.
It's the weirdest thing, Mr. Benson.
Call me Curtis, Jack. This is California.
Like I said, Curtis, this is a very strange case.
How so, Jack?
That lady, Elsa Lichtman, is refusing a 20 grand payout.
Elsa Lichtman is hardly a lady, Jack. She's a jazz musician. Plays at the Blue Room in Hollywood. She has a fine pair of lungs, now that I think
She's
of
the
it.
beneficiary of this guy, Lou Buckwalter. He was killed in an industrial accident working for Elysian Fields Developments. You know Elysian?
I'm familiar with Leland Monroe. We move in similar circles.
Well, Miss Lichtman is making some pretty serious accusations. She says the case stinks and that
She's a
something
very
happened.
highly strung girl, Jack. Strung out might be a better way to put it.
It's a pretty generous payment, Curtis. I think I should look into it.
Is there anything wrong with the paperwork, Kelso?
No, there isn't, Mr. Benson.
I didn't think so. Pay the case out and get her off our backs.
I can't make her take the money,
Deal
sir.
with it, Jack. Do your fucking job. Do I have to do everything?
No, sir, you don't.
Fine, Jack. Fine. You know I have the greatest confidence in you.
Thanks, Mr. Benson.
Your car, Mr. Kelso.
Thanks, kid.
Что-то я не понимаю, конечно, пока. Что тут к чему? Ну ладно, сейчас разберемся.
That's not how my pop taught me to mix it. Someone is cutting corners.
Так, ладно. Ага, я понял. Это что у нас тут такое?
Bulldozing and starting again.
Угу. Это что?
Leland Monroe, the man with the grin. Looks like he doesn't like to be disappointed.
Так, ну ладно. А тут больше смотреть-то особо-то и не на что.
Hey! You just can't be walking around down here.
I'm Jack Kelso, from California Fire and Life.
I don't care if you're from the Vatican. Buzz off!
I'm investigating the accidental death of a Lou Buckwalter, and...
You deaf? Do I have to beat on you?
Looks like you
Ну
do.
давай. Давай махаться.
I came to see the house where Lou Buckwalter died. You were just about to offer to show me the way.
It's out the gate and 3 houses down to the left. Don't know what you're looking for, smart guy. There's nothing there.
Then I'll poke around in the rubble.
Fine. As long as you're out of my sight.
Что-то быстрая битва какая-то. Дай угадаю, наверное, вон тот. Внезапно, да?
The place falls down and then they bulldoze it. What gives here?
Ну ладно, камень. Так, что еще можно? Надо с пацанами пообщаться. Ну где ты?
Olive oil comes from olive. Where's baby oil?
Let's try to piece this together.
Suck the hell out of you.
Угу.
Keystone Films. Who gets their lumber from a film studio?
Это интересно уже. Нихуя себе. А как я тебе буду в него стрелять? А ты угораешь, что ли? А, то есть мне надо бежать, и он назад будет отстреливать, скорее всего. Ебать. Нихуя себе. Ну давай попробуем. Нет, это так не работает. Ладно, значит, пока бежим. Может, на какой-то площадке вот этой можно. А, нихуя, ты еще и прикрываешься. Да еб... Так. Я на этом моменте остановлюсь. то, что я хрен знает, как его пройти. И продолжу в следующей серии.